Mr. Pershard. How are you doing?
I'm good. Can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm well, thank you.
Tune into the world of Tom, where you catch all the facts and stay connected with Tom Lane.
Program.
I know a lot of times.
Me, look at you. You look all cute. Okay. Welcome to In the World of Tom. I'm Tom Lane, and this evening or this afternoon, whichever time you decide to watch this, I am sitting with Mr. Pershard Owens of Sikeston, Missouri, who has decided to go ahead and run for City Council Ward 2. How are you doing today?
Man, I can't complain. Super blessed. So yeah, I'm in good spirits.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, of course, my name is Pershard Owens. I was born in Sikeston. I was raised in Charleston, Missouri. I attended Scott County Central High School, where I graduated in 2006. Went on to further my education at Missouri Baptist University, where I majored in criminal justice and minored in music, with musical theater with an emphasis on vocal performance. Traveled all over. I've worked in the school system here in Sikeston for about 3 to 4 years. I was a substitute teacher. And then I got a 1-year contract as the PE coach at Southeast Elementary. And now I am working with Lincoln University Cooperative Extension here in Sikeston, where I do a lot of, we do a lot of outreach. Right. So we do a lot of outreach. I work with the youth still. So I'm still working with the schools in some capacity. And, I'm just trying to change and make Sikeston better for every single person who lives here.
Speaking for making Sikeston a better place for the people that are already in the community, what are your plans for running for city council? What are you planning on bringing to the city?
Well, one thing that I want to focus on, which is dear to my heart, being that my dad's a police, I want to make sure that the relationship with the police and the community gets better. The current chief that we have is doing a great job, I believe, in trying to make sure that happens. There's a group called PACT, which I am a part of. It stands for Police and Community Together. And what we are doing is we meet and we're trying to come up with different ways that we can interact with each other and try and make that relationship better. Because historically, Sikeston has some very dark, deep roots. Some people might not know that
Right.
in this country, the last documented lynching didn't happen in Georgia or Alabama, but it happened right here in Sikeston.
Wow.
And that's the history that we are dealing with. So we have to make sure that we acknowledge things that happen and try and move forward. And the police and the community working together is like a huge thing that needs to happen. I also want to focus on not only bringing jobs to Sikeston, but having people to come here to work and stay here in Sikeston. Over the past couple of years, people have started to migrate out of Sikeston. Some say it's due to taxes. The high utility bills that we just experienced is an issue. And there's another increase as well coming up. And, those are all issues that need to be addressed. And, those are just two of the main things that I kind of want to focus on, because Sikeston is completely behind compared to other cities around us. And we need to come up with new, fresh, innovative ways to try and get more businesses to come here and make Sikeston more. And right now it's just, we're stagnant. And, we need to move forward, and we need to figure out different ways to make things better.
I like the whole idea with attempting to create more jobs and give different opportunities outside of factory work. That would be nice, because there are some people who would probably consider coming back home to Sikeston if they moved out, if they knew that they could survive,
Exactly.
Are you able to really not dive in deep, but dive into the problem with the electric bill and BMU, and what's the issue?
Okay, with BMU, a lot of people's bills doubled and sometimes even tripled recently. The issue is we went to the council meeting, and on site they had someone with the computer from BMU looking at, you know, some accounts, and they did find, and I'm 100% sure because I was at that meeting, they did find some inconsistencies with at least 2 people in that room that I know of. So they had installed these new meters, and the thought was that the meters are not working correctly. BMU did issue a statement, I think a week and a half after, and said that the meters are working fine. I don't know if I believe that. One thing that we did talk about in the meeting is bringing in a third party that, you know, has no bias to see what would happen. I don't know if that's exactly what they did or not, or if they just had somebody that of their people to check it. But there is no way that people's bill double and triple, and then you're going to tell the people that everything is fine. I don't think that's accurate. I think we still need to have that third party if they hadn't done that already. But I do know for a fact that there was 2 people in that room that it was an inconsistency, which caused them to actually look into it a little further.
If you were to have been elected, if you are to be elected, what is the first thing that you're really going to attack, and what are you going to focus on to bring to the community?
First 90 days, when elected, I'm just going to put that out there, when elected.
Speak.
Yeah. I want to first look at the current state of where everything is, because I don't want to make any decisions without fully knowing what's going on. So I'm definitely going to look into things to make sure that the path that I want to go in is the correct path. One of the things that I can focus on from the first 90 days is making sure that that police and community aspect, like I said, that is an important thing to me. And that's something that I can go into already knowing and being able to focus on without having to look into anything else. You know, that's one thing that I can 100% focus on, making sure that's getting better, and that word's getting out and get the community more involved. But like I said, one of the things that I do want to focus on is that is the jobs, bringing jobs here, finding different ways to make Sikeston, you know, I guess approachable for new businesses to come here, because a lot of the times, a lot of big businesses come to small towns or cities, however you want to say it, because of the taxes are usually a lot lower, you know, and they look at it as a plus. But here in Sikeston, you know, that's not necessarily the case. We have some businesses coming in, we have some fast food places, and you know, but we need to step outside of the box and get other jobs like here and have people to stay. And that's one of the things that I want to deeply look into when elected. And I also want to make sure that I get the people's input to see what they want to see. That's one of the things that's wrong with the council now that a lot of people don't like, is the fact that they are not transparent with people. I mean, the guy that I'm running against, you know, he doesn't have social media right now because, you know, he claims that he has ethical issues with it. You know, you have ethical issues with Facebook. Well, how are you going to get in touch with your constituents when they have questions? You're not making yourself known. You're not making yourself available to people. And I think that's an issue. For me, what you see is what you get. I'm going to be completely transparent. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be honest. If you have any questions, you're going to know that my line is always open. You can message me on Facebook, and I'm going to try and get those problems settled for you. And that's a huge reason why I'm running as well.
It sounds like you're really trying to let the people know that you're here to be that voice. Vote me in, and I will be that voice. I will make sure that I put in the work on the days that you may not be able to really get it done. And I like that.
I've been doing that from the get-go. Even in the primary, you know, I was out knocking doors, and it was cold. Lord, let me tell you, it was cold.
Yeah.
But, you know, I can't ask for somebody's vote if I'm not willing to go and meet them. You know, that's part of this position. And, you know, if I'm sitting at home, well, it's too cold to go outside, or, you know, I'm too big, like, you shouldn't be in that position. So I knew I was getting into, you know, before I decided to get in, I knew it was going to be hard work. I knew I was going to be against this good old boy system that Sikeston has had forever, and people are tired of it. I was willing to put in that work to go out and ask the people for their vote and meet them face to face. Brings me to my next topic of, I'm trying to get together a Meet the Candidates event. I've reached out directly to my opponent, and he has avoided the conversation of doing it. I talked to him through text for the first time, even though we go to the same church. That's something we can talk about a little later. And you know, his excuse was he's worried about COVID, and you know, he doesn't know if he feels comfortable with meeting with people. And I got to thinking, and I'm like, well, you know, basketball's going on in the town. You go to these events, so why can't you meet the people who you're asking for their vote? And mind you, if you're elected and we're still in a pandemic, how are you going to go to a city council meeting if you're afraid to go to public meetings? I mean, there are ways that we can, you know, we're going to keep social distancing. We're going to make sure that it's not overcrowded. So we're going to follow the guidelines. And here in Sikeston, the numbers have been going down. So there is no excuse to not want to attend a Meet the Candidates event and have somebody on the outside to moderate it, so myself or him can't just take over it. So it's going to be fair. And I don't understand why you are so afraid to meet the people.
Do you think it is?
Me personally, I don't think he wants it. I'm just being honest. I know for a fact that when I got in the race, it was myself and Mr. Crow. We were the first ones to get in the race. My opponent now in the general, Vest Baker, did not get into the election until 2 weeks before the closing date, I believe. And there was a meeting held with their good old boy system, and they convinced him to run. So it's like he's doing what he is told to be doing. And from the get-go, people should see that he's being run by other people. He doesn't want this for himself. He wants to do it because they're telling him he needs to do it. And I don't like that. And people honestly need to know how serious this is. I mean, sometimes you see it in the school system. If you don't have the right last name, or if you didn't come from the right family, that, you know, those kids get better opportunities. They get treated differently. It doesn't stop there. This whole city has been run like that for years, and people are finally getting tired of it, but nobody was willing to step up to the plate and do it. My back has always been against the wall. I've had to work for everything I had. I'm not scared to go against the system, but I need people to not only support it online, but I need them to get out and vote.
So what do you say to those people who may not receive your good old boy system the right way, or receive it at all? What do you say to those people? They might, I mean, what if they looked at it like you coming after them? I mean, let's just be honest. The white people are not going to receive the good old boy system, or you saying the good old boy system the right way. But I mean, me personally, I'm knowing that that's not all you're depending on to get you into this position. So,
well, you would be honestly shocked at the amount of white people that are supporting me here in the town that people would assume were for the good old boy system, but they are not. I can tell you that firsthand. There are a ton of white people who are done with it because they've seen it and they're tired of being left out because they're not in this whole system. They don't want to be. They want to be in the loop and know what's going on. Right. So it's and that's the beauty of my campaign. When you look at the likes that I have, it's black people, it's white people, it's rich people, it's poor people. This is what Sikeston and this country should be about. It should be about everybody from all walks of life coming together to make things better for every single person in a city. I don't know why people are just so threatened, like, well, if this person comes up, then this is not going to happen. Well, if you work hard and you're fair with everything, you don't have to look after your back. Just be fair to everybody and let people know what's going on. But like I said, it's Black and white people who are done. They're tired of it. But I feel like they needed someone to step up. And that's where I come in.
Here you are, Mr. Pershard Owens, running for City Council Ward 2.
Yes.
And if you're in that ward, me personally, I'm asking those who are tuning in and watching to please be sure to go vote. April 6th is the voting day. Go vote. Make sure that you get a candidate in, specifically speaking to Mr. Owens here. Before I let you go, is there anything that you would like to say to the community and leave us off on a good note?
Man, I'm here to serve you guys. You know, this is not just me running. This is something that can change the entire dynamic of Sikeston. This has to be done. And what better time to make this happen than now? So often look at, you know, things on a national level and want things to change there. But guys, things have to start here in Sikeston. Our local government is what directly affects us today. So if you really want change and you want to be about it, you have to be able to, you have to be willing to get out. You have to be able to be bold and to be vocal on what you want. You can't just sit back and just wait until something goes wrong and then come forward. I care deeply about this community or I wouldn't be running. The biggest reason why I'm running is because I work with youth. And every single week I tell those kids to find your voice and be the leader and be the changes you want to see. And I felt like a hypocrite because I wasn't doing that. And when this position came open, I said, this is the time for me to be that example, for them to see that it doesn't matter what race you are, no matter what you look like, you can step up and you can be the start of a new movement in your town that benefits everybody. Whether you have the right last name, the wrong last name, if you're from down the tracks, if you're not, everybody has that chance and everybody has a voice. I just encourage you all to get out and vote. You guys can reach me on Facebook if you have questions. You can also email me at PershardOwens08@gmail.com. If you have any questions, I don't care if it's big or small, ask me. And I will promise you that I will get back to you. I'm not even elected yet. And I've had people contact me like, I don't know who my person is in my ward, or I don't know who, and they're coming to me already, guys. And I'm getting that stuff done. Give me that platform so I can do a lot more for the community and include you, something that people on the council have not been doing for years. And let's turn this town around and show this whole good old boy system that your time has come and gone. And the people of Sikeston are rejecting what you have to offer, and we're taking the city back.
What I would like to say is that you did speak on the fact that some people may not know who that person is in their ward or what ward they are staying in. Just know that you can always go to Sikeston.com, and Sikeston.com will take you to the board and let you know who's on the council, their place, their position, and how long they have been serving. So be sure to check that out as well. And just go ahead and follow and add Pershard on all social media platforms. Support him. And if you're watching, please feel free to subscribe, like, thumbs up this video, as well as comment in the comment area and let us know how you are feeling about Mr. Pershard and his movement. You're headed somewhere, Mr. Pershard, and I appreciate this. I appreciate you reaching out to me. I hope that I can be of service if you are to get into office, which we are believing that you will. Just let me know how I can help you, how I can support and back you up. But you know you got a support system up here, and I do want one of those signs in the back.
Yeah, I got you. And I really appreciate you taking the time out to kind of hear, my outlook on my vision of Sikeston. Because, I mean, it really means a lot to have the support.
Oh, yes. Anytime. And feel free to always use this platform to your leisure. And however we here can help you, I'm more than welcome to do that. And if someone wants to sign, how can they go about doing it?
Yes. Like I said, they can either email me. Like I said, it's Pershard Owens 08@gmail.com, or they can just hit me up on Facebook. My DM is always open if you have questions or if you need a sign. Like, let me know. That's one thing that, like I said, that's one thing that I want to make sure people know is they can hit me up and ask me questions, and it is what it is, and I will answer it, and I will try and get, whatever issue you have resolved.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Again, please subscribe, like, and comment on this video. And Mr. Pershard, I guess until next time, and let's remember to all speak on it. You all have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning.
Hi, I'm Chaz, a candle maker out of Jacksonville, Florida. I specialize in all things smell good, so candles, incense, room sprays. All of the products can be found online at littlesuncandle.com or on social media at LITTLESUNCANDLE.
Tom Lane here. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Also, slap on that notification bell so that way you are the first to know when I post new content. Thumbs up your favorite and pass on the word.
Every Thursday with Tom Lane.